Alright everybody, thanks for waiting. Game 1 has loaded successfully. And it looks like teams are buying and we'll be heading out shortly. I'm gonna let Sniper Worm take the helm as per usual while I sort out these avatars real quick.
Alright guys, this is Sniper Worm here. For anyone just joining us, like Dark M said, this is game 1 between GoGoCookieCookieButter on the blue against Young, Fresh, and Kawaii on the purple. This is a loser's bracket match, about halfway through loser's bracket, so these are definitely matches that are starting to get down to it. So hopefully this will be a good one. I see that they are not really doing the line of scrimmage on either team.
Could we be looking at maybe a late invade? I don't know. As the blue team is busy making babies in the bush.
Yeah, this is definitely something strange here, because there's a lot of wide open territory on both sides.
Yeah, I don't see any extra wards that were purchased, so I don't think they're going to be dropping, any early vision. I think they're just doing whatever at this point. But yeah, definitely getting into the middle of losers bracket. A lot of the earlier eliminated teams have been weeded out, so there's definitely nobody left. I think that's super free.
Yeah, these are all teams, I believe, with wins under their belt.
At least one or two,
Yep.
yes.
So they're looking to hopefully recapture some of that success and keep going here in losers.
Yeah, so again, at this point in the metagame, a very unorthodox Shen pick. Something we rarely see, but it's possible that Shen has just been out of the meta for so long, the competitive meta anyway, that the purple team might forget about it, so...
That's true. It's hard to remember what all the champions do. Like, obviously when you see Shen, you're like, oh yeah, of course Shen does this. But it's hard to keep it in your mind while still playing the game. So they might get caught off guard by Stan United for sure. Although the same could be said for that Zyra in bot lane. Zyra definitely not a common pick anymore.
Yeah, definitely an old flavor, but could still be very effective.
Yeah, Zyra's still very much a strong bully, even at lower levels. And this is one of those matchups where the range nerf to Thresh is going to matter a lot.
Yeah. And as a support main, you did play some Zyra, I think, in her heyday. What's taking her out of the meta? What did Riot take away from her?
What they ended up doing is they did end up nerfing Zyra, but really what happened was when the meta switched to these tanky all-in supports, and with the item changes, it just doesn't really support Zyra anymore, because Zyra always has had trouble with things like Leona and stuff that just jump on top of you, and with that being the whole meta right now, it's really hard to find a good spot to pick her.
So we see both junglers mirroring each other right now at their own rates. And we'll see where they decide to go for their first gank attempt. It looks like Elise is coming around in the mid lane. But Wukong is near as well. Oh, and Elise gonna run right into Ivaru.
Oh, speaking of Ivaru.
But the damage is just so big. And the chain is gonna land, and that's gonna be an easy first blood. Yeah, I don't really like that. But a good flash forward by Chase Styles will transfer the blue buff. And we'll see if he can finish this. I don't think he can. Yeah, because once his cooldowns are gone, Elise is going to win that fight.
Yeah, Elise for sure does a lot more damage when you don't have any skills up. Because those little spiders.
Yeah, the little spiders. Plus, she had a red buff of her own anyway. So yeah, there we just see a prime example of not knowing when the champion is stronger than you. As Ivaru went really hard, thought he caught Elise out of position, but... just turned horribly for them. Now Elise has a refresh.
Yeah, and lots of gold.
Yeah, lots of gold that snowballed in the favor of the blue team. LeBlanc able to pick up a Fiendish Codex straight away, as Lulu has to opt for the double Dorans instead. And see how much gold Elise is already sitting on 1,200. So
that's going to be bad news for the entire map. You never want the enemy jungler to be strong.
And it looks like Elise is not done, saying, I want a piece of this croc, maybe to get some new shoes, a new wallet, but way too out of range for that. And he will have to back away. Kind of reaching right there with that cocoon in my estimation.
Well, I think that was one of those cocoons where it's like, well, I'm here, so whatever.
Presents.
It's like, I did just get this blue buff again, so why not?
Man, Biotics barely avoiding the Stranglethorns as we see Elise coming around for the U-turn, proverbial U-turn, as Dookie Butt is forced to slice and dice away. But in the bot lane, I've been talking about this for a while, in a couple matches already, but Zach Legend has constantly been outperforming the vast majority of AD carries he's gone up against. He's consistently pushed them out of lane. In fact, most of the games that they lose is when Zach Legend can't win bottom. And then that's pretty much like one of the only times where they fall behind a lot. More chains coming down onto Chase Styles. Chain Styles for this matchup. As we see Elise getting pinged out by the purple team. They want to know exactly what's going on. And yeah, and blue team saying this is probably warded.
Ooh, Wukong.
And Wukong coming in through the bush, but the creeps probably spotted him.
Oh!
One more auto should
no,
do
he
it.
turned around to Glitter Lance, so he died. You gotta know which moves have cast animations that make you stop. He was home free there. But
yeah, LeBlanc did not yet have flashback up, so he would have had to have walked far into the turret and it wouldn't have reached.
yeah, because Lulu already whimsied herself, so she was moving faster than LeBlanc. LeBlanc wasn't going to catch her.
So definitely mistakes were made right there. As a young fresher on an extreme backpedal right now. Down 3 kills to 1 and about 500 to 400 gold behind.
Luckily, it's still early, and all that gold is kind of isolated to wherever the leads are. So they can still make a comeback pretty easily by focusing on where they're ahead, aka bot.
Yeah, and you can see right now that Arkner is really suffering from Renekton pushing into the turret, forcing him to CS under the tower. And that could be really difficult. 1, if you don't practice Shen last hitting under tower often, and 2, when you have a Renekton breathing down your neck.
Yeah,
that can be very, very difficult. Right now we see Elise moving into her bottom side, and we see Lulu getting her blue passed off. That will be good for her. She has to be careful though. LeBlanc is ahead in kills. 2 kills to 1. And has the Sork shoes just acquired.
Yeah, that's actually really dangerous to give your blue buff to your mid laner that's losing very hard. Because especially against someone like LeBlanc who's so explosive, it's very easy for your mid to give up that buff.
Okay, so the snare goes down onto Epic Cat. Zach Legend taking the initiative, walking forward, but nice disengage from the blue team.
That was one of the situations where actually, if Biotics had just been hitting Lucian the whole time, they would have won that fight. They would have won that fight pretty easily. Because Lucian actually overcommitted to that, because his support was left behind in the dust, who also had no cooldown, so it didn't really matter that much. But because Vayne was just walking away the whole time saying, I hope you get out, Thresh, that's why Zach Legend was able to just step up like that and be like, well, I'm going to keep hitting you. And that was a good job by him to recognize that Vayne already gave up on that fight, so he could just get the maximum out of that trade.
Yeah, the intimidation factor is definitely a big factor there. And it should also be noted that the junglers and mids kind of butted heads at the dragon. But blue team, obviously being ahead in the mid and the jungle by a lot, were able to force them away. The CS is close, but the kills are not. So it was a good choice for them, I think, to back out. I think they're going to have to wait for their team fights, because that is what this comp is about. Whereas the blue team is about finding picks and isolating targets. Should be noted that Stan United is on deck, so hopefully the purple team is aware of that, and we'll see if Shen decides to make a move. It is going to be difficult. He is at half life, and Renekton is still shoving in. So if he chooses to stand United and it doesn't pay off, well, we might actually see it in a little bit as Kagemori gets hooked in, but Epic Cat is just melting under the damage as Chase Styles going for the dive. There's the stand United. Chase Styles is tanking the turret, but there's the Wukong initiation, and the double kill goes down before... I'm not sure if Shen's teleport got cancelled or...
It definitely got cancelled, or he would have showed up.
Okay.
He would have showed up by then.
So we'll assume that Renekton W'd him or something during that. But that was a good job by the purple team, definitely showing the superior team fighting and rotating right there. Stand United was not really that much of a factor.
Yeah, that was a great gank, and basically it caught Thresh sleeping. He thought he had a pick, but he went right into basically the gank. So he was dead right off the bat. He didn't really have a way out, but he needed to box there because a box would have let Vayne escape.
Something that they have to be careful of, though, is that all of their AoE ultimates are down except for the Wild Growth. So, and the Culling, but still. Without Stranglethorns and without Cyclone, the Dragon was too risky as they took the time to dive. Afterwards, everybody had respawned pretty much.
Yeah, still early in the game, so the death time was very short.
Yeah, but that does give them a little bit more window to their sails as they do take the gold lead back. 15.3 to 13.9. And Shen is at really low health. He needs to get out of there. And he needs to back further away from the tower, I think. Otherwise that's gonna happen. And no taunt. And it forces the flash out. Meanwhile, back in the mid, Fatlu going all in on Lulu. The ignite might be enough. Oh wow, it is barely not enough. That had to be close to single digits. So in the end, purple team will limp away. It was a really odd choice for Shen, in my estimation, to not just taunt him, and I think he might have got him.
Yeah, that was definitely a free kill. Just Shadow Dash away from the tower and then flash. And then Renekton would follow you for a little bit and he'd be dead.
Yeah, with that ignite ticking, that definitely would have been more than enough.
But it's okay. Sometimes when you're not really paying attention, all you see is, oh my god, he's right there. So it's just like, I need to get away from him.
Yeah, and
like right now.
It was a very aggressive move by Dookie, using the last of the creep wave remaining to get the extra E. But here comes purple team again. That is warded this time though, so the blue team will not be caught with their pants down again.
That was a really, I don't know. I want to. I guess the only way I can call it is slow and awkward combo by Kagemori. I don't know what was going on there in his mind.
Purple team might be a little bit out of position though, as Elise is coming. The cocoon does not land onto Kage, and the flash hook way off target.
By the way, guys, you're supposed to do flash flay because it's so fast, unlike hook.
Yeah, and now the blue team is in big trouble as their big man Elise will go down. Stranglethorns easily picks up Epic Cats, and Biotics X is going to run into the tower most likely. Well, it doesn't really matter at this point. So yeah, definitely overstayed their welcome. Once the cocoon missed, that should have been the get out signal.
Yeah, and everything just went wrong for them that fight. They at least got singled out and killed before they fully engaged. The Thresh box didn't hit anybody. Like it just didn't work out for them. Ooh, trying for a steal?
Yeah, Fat Lou trying to make some plays, but Chase Styles is there with the wild growth. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Arkner trying to go in hard, and it looks like he is going for LeBlanc, as the Stand United does allow him to survive. Apologies for the sloppy camera right there, but in the end, nobody else went down.
Yeah, good save by Shen. Good awareness.
Yeah, he probably wasn't going to get a kill onto Renekton anyway. But again, this does allow Renekton to stay top and keep pushing for free.
Oh, Elise is looking for somebody.
Oh, they see Elise right there, and the purple team reacts immediately. Transmogulate plus the slow from the Glitter Lance is going to force her to leave. And again, Renekton will pick up that tower, easy peasy.
Yeah, unfortunately for Elise, she found Lulu instead of Wukong, who she was looking for.
Yeah. So yeah, very quickly this game is snowballing in the favor of Young Fresh. They're getting pretty decent engages with their AoE, and they're trading, and they're not even really trading. It's mostly just been 2 for 0, 3 for 0. So that
Small
also
victories that lead to objectives, and that's how they're snowballing the game.
So if you're the blue team, what would you change up right now? Because the laning phase is kind of winding down, and it's getting towards that start of the mid game. What would you do as the blue team to adjust?
Right now, what's happening is basically they don't have the right amount of vision on the map. So they're getting outmaneuvered. So what they need to do is they need to get wards down. They need everybody. See, like that right there.
I think, did Lulu just steal that?
team may have, or that might have been her own blue.
Oh yeah, that was her own blue. LeBlanc got it. Okay.
But I mean, just things like that where you just get ambushed like that. Like, that can't happen. You need to have vision around your buffs when you're trying to take them.
Dookie Butt going very aggressive, and I believe the Shen feint will not be enough. Oh, it might be. The turnaround from Elise is going to force Renekton to run away, and he is at critical health, but he does turn around with the Dominus. Just a bait right there. Oh, that sucks. Nothing really to say about that. That's just unfortunate. And a good move by Wukong to flash in for it. Barely caught him before he was able to get away. So a good heads-up play right there. Just a unfortunate base right there. Yeah, this game is definitely out of control right now. Purple team is rotating all around the map, going wherever they want. And they're slowly getting fed, too. Renekton is already 135 CS to 100, and he has a completed Hydra already. And then let's talk about Zac Legend, though. With those 5 kills, he has a Bloodthirster and some change. So they've already taken a bunch of turrets. And it looks like Elise might be in trouble. We shall see. Ivru getting caught out. Do they have the initiation? Ivru will re-engage with a beautiful Cyclone, hitting a bunch of people up. But Zac Legend getting cut off by Arkner. Arkner running interference, and now Kagemori is going to pay for Zac Legend's positioning, I think, as they should have the damage. Oh, no, they don't. They don't finish him at the last second. Stand United going down to save Elise. Elise has the red buff. She does not want to give it up. Zac Legend does not have the ability to get over. Oh, and a nice pickup by Fatlu. But we'll see if Zac can chase. He has no mana. And that will be the end of a very messy fight.
Yeah, it was very, very chaotic, and lots of flashing health bars on the blue team. Oh, here we go.
Oh, no, not that time. He was thinking about it, but thought better of it in the end. Yeah, Zac just ran out of mana, ran out of cooldowns. He couldn't clean up the way he wanted to. And yeah, he wanted to come into the fight, but it was a good job by Arkner to cut him and Kagemori off, I think. And it really left Wukong high and dry.
Yeah.
As he got quadruple teamed.
Yeah, he really got isolated from the rest of his team. And luckily, LeBlanc blew basically all of her cooldowns on the Wukong clone, which helped to salvage that fight. If that hadn't happened, oh, I'd hate to think what would have happened to Wukong.
Yeah. So that's definitely a step backwards if you're the purple team. They definitely traded much more heavily.
Yeah. Although they have managed to build up quite the lead. So
yeah.
Hopefully that was just a really good play by the blue team and not a sign of things to come. Because that was really good by Arkner to just cut off the 80 carry like that.
Yeah. If they can continue to zone and isolate, then the AoE won't have its full effect.
Yeah, because the AoE team needs to be together, fighting together for it to work. So part of that is they need to stay together to begin with. They can't be all separated like that when they want to fight.
Yeah, because the AoE is primarily on the jungler and the support, Zac Legend has to be there outputting damage while they're getting knocked up over and over. As we see Dookie flash taunt onto him by Arkner, and he will probably die from this. But he might take down Shen at the same time. It doesn't look like it though. Shen barely is surviving with critical health. It was a good flash initiate, I think, and a max range cocoon also to lock him down. Talisman of Ascension getting popped. Kind of greedy right there. It's really hard to run down a LeBlanc with distortion up.
LeBlanc's like, who do you think I am?
Yeah, and the cooldown on her ulti, if she had to use the extra distortion, not too bad. The cooldown is very, very short. And it's free.
But luckily, this free dragon for a purple team.
Yeah, so I think purple team really needs to settle down and get their heads in the game together, be on the same page. Because Renekton is strong, but you can't have... Oh my gosh, Kagemori, that is warded, sir. And there's a pink ward, so you should know. But they can't have Renekton going off on his own and just dying. That's definitely going to be counterproductive for them.
Yeah, the team needs to be pressuring other things while that's happening. Yeah. So that if they do swing multiple people up there, free objectives.
Yeah, because they got the dragon, but I think they want the turrets right now.
Yeah, I mean the dragon was just kind of
Consolation.
yeah,
I
it's
guess.
kind of a consolation prize where they were like, oh look, dragon's up. I guess we'll take that.
Yeah.
Because they actually had their marbles on that pick on LeBlanc, which she easily got away.
Yeah, and it should be noted that Renekton has finished his Spirit Visage, so that will help him sustain a little bit of damage against the combo of the top and the jungler, as well as LeBlanc. But he is still going to melt to Vayne.
And he has no boots, too.
Yeah,
so
and
he's
he still has no
extremely
boots.
kiteable. Oh,
Fat Lou finding himself a wild chase styles. Tremendo comes down, and Renekton's going to try to rotate over, and Fat Lou will have to abandon the chase. Shen kind of forcing the fight, and Biotics is out on the side, just doing damage for free. They finally turn onto him now. Stranglethorn's in a decent position, only knocks up one, but Wukong is not yet there. As Shen reinitiates, he will pay for it though. But Zac Legend trying to do the damage. Biotics trying to duel Zac Legend on the side, but gets interference from the monkey, and that's going to be enough to clean up the fight. A clean ace, 4 for 1. So, a lot happened in that fight. I saw the duel of the 80 carries on the side. Did you catch anything else with the rest of the fight? Because it was really hard to follow all of that.
There was a lot of messy stuff. First, obviously, it started off with the 1v1 with the mids,
Yeah.
which LeBlanc was clearly going to win. But then, as she tried to chase, she actually got surrounded by the enemy team.
Yeah.
And she obviously had to retreat. She was like, "Forget this." And then the Shen came in, trying to follow up on what was happening, but LeBlanc had already disengaged. So then Shen was in there by himself, and then the Vayne was coming up from the top, and then Vayne was with Renekton for a while, but Renekton has no boots, so he's just getting hit for free.
Yeah.
And then eventually he went down, and the Stranglethorns came out to disengage the fight down on the bottom side. But then after that, the fight got re-engaged again, and then blue team all down.
So very nice play by Fat Lou, trying to pick himself up a kill off the back of that fight. But a nice ulti onto himself by Chase Styles to survive that. He probably wasn't expecting Fat Lou to go so hard. He probably figured, oh, that's just a Shen. You know, what are you doing to me? But, yeah, Fat Lou trying to make something happen. The culling coming across. Not really doing too much to the creep wave, but doing a hell of a lot to Epic Cat as he does go down. And the blue team is like, never mind.
That was some crazy stuff by Thresh.
Oh, a great catch by Kagemori. He got a nice 2-for-1 bonus right there, and the empowered Q will finish off LeBlanc right there. And he is going to look to pick up even more as Ivaru gets Elise for free. And this game is all but over at this point. I mean, purple team hadn't really fully gone back to buy quite yet. They they caught out Lulu just as she was trying to get away, and then they took so long that the purple team just ran back and killed them again.
Yep.
Really unfortunate. The fact that Zyra still had flash up too is also huge.
Well, because Zyra wasn't actually in any real danger in the previous fight.
So, yeah, 20 kills to 8, 45k gold to 28.5. This is blown wide open right now. Blue team is definitely with their backs to the wall. You have a late game champion, Hypercarry, and Vayne that only has Blade of the Ruined King finish to a almost triple item Lucian. That is just a nightmare.
Yep.
And Lulu very close to finishing her death cap as well. And with the turrets falling left and right, that's going to be a lot of global gold for her to finish that item up, even if she doesn't get to farm as much anymore. And if you're the blue team, you really just got to be thinking about the next game. You have to think about what went wrong in this game and how things kind of got out of control after what was a very promising start, honestly. They got the snowball onto Elise, you know, and they got mid lane sort of rolling, which is also difficult with LeBlanc. It's never guaranteed. But then things just went wrong after that. Shen got his lane shoved down his throat. You know, bot lane got shoved down.
Problem is they had too much of a lull.
Yeah.
Where they weren't able to make any plays. So the superior mechanics of the other team allowed them to catch up. And the superior experience allowed them to make the plays that put them ahead, get them those early objectives that snowball the game.
Yeah, and definitely when there's a lot of AoE that you're up against, it definitely causes a lot of chaos, a lot of miscommunication. Because it can cause teams to get split, it can cause them to not go in all at the same time. It can really put a lot of doubt into the minds of the opponents, so... It's AoE comp, for the most part, working out alright. And they have been getting good AoE fights in a lot of choke points. Especially the one by Baron at the entrance. It was a really nice choke point for them to fight at. And then the rest of it has basically just been them running them down. With the Lulu speed up and a lot of the CC and knockups. Pretty easy job for them to run them down.
Yeah, their team is actually less mobile than the other team, but the blue team has been committing so hard to fights that you can't really back out.
Yeah.
Like when you all dive on top of the enemy team, you know, with your mobility, there's no real way to get out.
Yeah, blue team trying to get as much vision as they can in the limited areas that they can move around safely. But they're probably going to get starved out sooner rather than later, as the inhibitor is already down. Zach Legend easily going to rip apart Fat Lou. I don't know why he went in on that. He should have known that that was going to happen.
He's trying to make desperation plays at this point, honestly, because, yeah, this game is basically over already.
Ooh, that's a good catch. They might be able to make something happen. Stranglethorn's getting dropped down. Epic Cat's running away. And Lucian kiting back with the culling. Stand United coming down as Shen looked like he was going to join the fight, but it looks like it may have gotten cancelled out. Yeah, as he just gets steamrolled 2v1 up top by actually triple teamed, rather. There are 3 men there. And they do pick up the kill onto Kagemori, but definitely not worth. The turret went down. And the turrets are basically all the cover that they have right now.
Yeah, they need those turrets to be able to fight.
And it looks like they're just going to wait for Elise to come back down, and they will squash her like the insect that she is. And that is going to be a overall... Oh, okay, that's the game. LeBlanc just died right there. Renekton's still very healthy. Wukong still has ultimate. And I expect that he will use it soon if he can move. And he tries to get it off. Goes in, knows that he's going to die. But the shutdown will go to Arkner. But at what cost? As Zach Legend has turned around, and it looks like Arkner will go down. No, the fountain barely saving him. And a really really messy ending of this game, but the creeps are slowly taking the turret. As Lucian trying to kite back, but Elise might have the damage to do this. One more hit! LeBlanc coming in with, I believe, home guards, yeah, for the cleanup. But so much damage has already been done to the base.
I'm surprised they're not taking that mid inhibitor.
Yeah, I'm really surprised they're not taking it either. Or they could have ended the game.
There we go. There's the pings.
Yeah, they could have ended the game, honestly, right there. They didn't have to, you know, bother kiting like that. Okay, here we go. More fighting, more bloodbaths. Renekton taking on the whole team. Stranglethorns will come across to drop most of the members. And Kagemori is like, damn it, why me? Oh, wow. That's some justice right there. And we'll see if the Shadow Dash comes out. No, it will not. As Dookie says, for Aslan, I'm going in. And here comes the Monkey King. Kagemori's like, save me please, team. But Wukong not able to get there in time. But we'll see if he can avenge him. The speed up is on for Lulu. So yeah, that will be a double buff transfer on the shutdown. But yeah, at this point, it's all just KDA padding right now. As the purple team can do whatever they want. They have all these little purple things going into the base. All these purple smurfs pounding away at the Nexus. Oh. And LeBlanc is going to pick up a kill, but just look at all the minions that are hitting the Nexus already. This game is going to go into the books. Young Fresh and Kawaii will move up 1-0, and that is all that matters in the end. So they are 1 win away from closing this set out and sending Cookie Butter home.